Hi everyone. Okay, so welcome to my channel. This is like my first official video, I guess. Today is March 30th. We are in Aries season. And my God, we just had a full moon. We are still feeling the effects of the full moon. And I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but and like just how I look. I mean, I don't look bad, but yeah, I think collectively a lot has been coming up to be released, and my God, it's been a journey. It's been a journey. I'm not gonna keep this very long because I want to get straight to the point on some things that has been coming up, I feel like, for the collective, for us to deal with, and I'm gonna get right into it. So, ooh, that sun is bright. Okay, so I don't know if you guys just saw that shift, but that sun is beaming on me right now. So clearly this is a message from Spirit. And it's quite difficult because I'm not gonna get into my personal story just yet because I'm dealing with it. So I think collectively, divine feminines right now are having to lay down some very, very hard boundaries, which is very difficult because we love our divine masculines so much, and we pour our hearts so much into them, and it comes naturally, right? And if we're not careful, we could actually be pouring in conditional love and in the name of love, right? It's like we think that's love, we think that's real, but it's not. And if we aren't healed enough, God will allow, I think right now, our twin flame, our counterpart, to come back into our lives to show us, like, test us and force our hand to choose ourselves. And dare I say, this message is specifically for those who will have union in this lifetime. I want to say the third wave, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to put anything false out there. These messages that I'm going to start to do in this channel is going to be from personal experience, from spirit channeled messages, tarot reading for the collective, things like that. And it's all part of my authenticity, part of who I am and where I'm coming from, and it's never going to be fake or false. It's never going to be what isn't true for me, you know? So if it resonates, it resonates, but if it doesn't, it doesn't, and that's okay. I think the most important thing to understand is that what is true for you, and live in that. Hi. So yeah, without further ado, yeah, I'm outside, guys, so I'm trying to say what I need to say, and also just like be mindful that people are around. And anyway, I just want to talk about boundaries today, basically, because if you go through these tests, if you are allowed divine intervention where your counterpart comes back into your life in 5D, but also in 3D. In 5D, you're always in union, right? But in 3D, if they come back into your life, he or she is most likely to get you to release something and to have another ego death, to have a tower moment, whatever. So I feel like right now, collectively, divine masculines are in general, actually, not only twin souls, but I think in general, the entire collective is being forced to balance out between the masculine and the feminine side, yin and yang. And the masculines are, it's like one last go, like we gonna knock this out, we not gonna play, like like real, like they really doing a good job. You know, these soul contracts that we have are doing an amazing job. We're really nailing it in and like showing us like the last resistance. I feel like it's like the last hurrah. We're gonna go down fighting, like that's our manly duty. We're just gonna and it's like feminines out there, especially especially divine feminines, it's like it's really driving the nail into the coffin, because this is, look at that. God is like, oh my God. I almost want to cry. Because it's been so hard. It's been so fucking hard. Knowing that, knowing that you love your counterpart no matter what, divine feminines, and knowing that unconditional love means that at some point you have to let them go. Some point you have to know that real authentic love is reciprocity. It's loving without limits, and it's knowing yourself enough, or knowing yourself fully in your in totality, in your whole capacity, and what container you hold yourself in, and what respect you hold yourself in, to then be able to have enough space for your counterpart. And if you do not, if you're holding on still, I'm very sorry to say, but you may not be ready for real intimacy and real love. Because the more you hold on to that container, right, of love, I'm thinking about the counterparts being, or even just any relationship, a man and female, female, whatever, it doesn't matter, gender aside, energy is meant to be contained within one unit, right? Because you become whole together, you become one together, rather. You're individuals, but then you come together and create a different experience, right? Because you could love yourself enough, but you're destined regardless to love other people and have someone to love you back and someone to love you, and it be shared together and safe in that container that you build for yourself, right? But what happens if you hold on to that container and you refuse to let go, and it's overlapping now? You know, it's you, this person needs to let go to learn what love is and go on their own path, and then come back to you whole to share space and have it be equal. So it's give and take, right? You fill my cup, I fill your cup. You release, I release. You share, I give. Like it's equal, right? But if you don't let it go, if you keep on filling us up, if you keep on doing, if you keep on pouring, if you keep on whatever, it's not, you're giving, right? You're the one pouring more into this, container, and then you're now enabling that person because you're not even allowing them to learn how to love you back. So now you're showing them how to treat you. And you're showing them basically, if I give out a place of lack, if I continue to pour into you because of my programming or my wounds, sorry, there's like a spider web on me, which I mean is symbolic, right? But if I don't heal and I'm pouring my wounds into you, you're taking away from me because you're wounded yourself. And so you can't possibly give back to me because you're so used to taking and receiving. But what is the essence of divine masculine and divine feminine? Divine masculine wants to give, wants to provide, wants to protect, right? And divine feminine wants to receive. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm just the birds and nature. But divine feminine wants to receive, right? But then she also wants to nurture and take care. She or he, and energy doesn't matter. But divine feminine also wants to nurture, wants to protect in her own way, like be a mother, soothe, be gentle. She also wants to receive, or he or she wants to receive as well, and wants to be taken care of, wants to be provided for. So it's a constant push and pull, constant give and take. But if you don't allow that divine feminine, then you're only hindering your progress, and you're causing more harm than good to the union, because you're just putting a band-aid over what really is or what's supposed to be, and you're not allowing it. What's the whole point of a wound, right? A wound, your body heals itself. But if you put a band-aid over it, it actually may hinder the process, because before band-aids were even invented, we had ourselves, right? We had regular healing properties, things like that, but we just let nature take its course, and your heel will scab over, right? And then it will heal, and then it would naturally, the scab would fade away, and then it will leave a scar. But then the scar is just there basically as a reminder, like to show you, like, I'm still healing, I'm still here, but eventually with time I will fade away. I'm fully healed. The scar is because you're fully healed, but now your body just has to work on the cosmetics, right, on the surface, to eventually fade the scar away. And I'm just looking at the scar that I got like a few months ago. I had no idea how I got it, but now it's basically fully healed. And it's so interesting because life is like a wound, right? I mean, obviously we can't help but to get wounded sometimes. You could go outside and take a walk and fall down and scrape your knee, and you could do what humanly possible or what is in your power to heal it, but then your body has to take over, nature has to take over and take its course, and you leave it alone. If you want to put a band-aid over it, cool, but eventually you take the band-aid off, forget about it, and then the wound heals itself. That's how love is. You have to rip the band-aid off and allow it to heal. And if you don't allow it to heal, if you hold on, it's going to actually cause infection. It's going to get worse. So that is my message for today. Allow yourself love in general. Allow yourself to love. Allow yourself to be loved. Allow yourself to love from a distance, love unconditionally. And if you don't know what unconditional love is, and I don't know what faith you register in, what religion you register with, but I just know that Source, God, Jesus, whomever you identify with, that's unconditional love, right? Because God lets us be who we want to be without any limitations, without saying like, no, I'm upset that you're not the person I want you to be. And so I'm going to be angry with you. I'm going to distance myself from you, or I'm going to hate you forever, or I'm just going to dictate your life. Like, no, he allows you to figure out your own path. And once you invite him in, once you say, God, I need you and I want to receive you, then he will do what it takes. He will match your efforts. And that's what real love is. Real unconditional love is matching that person's effort. And if your divine masculine right now is not matching your effort, divine feminine, you must let him or her go. Because then it becomes toxic. Then it becomes the codependent. Then it becomes you pouring into a vessel that cannot possibly pour back into you. And so what does that say about your self-worth and self-respect? You must not have any, because anyone who actually respects themselves and loves themselves would never that's insanity, would never pour or keep on doing or keep on being for somebody else in hopes that they could give back to them. You would see what it is and say, you know what? I detach from this because I'm causing more pain to both of us. Because I'm allowing you to believe, divine masculine, that it's okay for you to receive when, yes, it is okay for you to receive, but not all the time. And it's not okay for you to take advantage of me and keep on taking from me and expect and then have the sense of entitlement and then pour your wounds or bleed all over me. So if you bleed all over me now and say, oh yeah, like, here, I want this, I want that, I want love, I want sex, I want this. It's like, okay. And it's like, look at that butterfly. Oh my gosh. Sorry. It's like, yes, transformation. It's like, if the divine masculine is out of his energy and his natural abilities, right, to provide, that's a wound. And if you allow him to do that to you, divine feminine, then you're wounded too. And if this is a divine counterpart, you're just projecting each other's wounds. And it's like you're going back and forth, and it's like nothing is actually being done because you cannot see it for what it is, a projection of self. So it's like, detach and let them come, and then you come back and it's matched, and you play this little dance, and it will be effortless. And that's what true authentic love is, right? You cannot be afraid to be yourself. You cannot be afraid to be authentic. You cannot be afraid to hold space. You cannot be afraid to give and know it's in a safe container. Know it's going to be matched. Like, if you are afraid of any of that, or if you feel like you can't do that, then that's not love. It's not. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be. Because what is meant for you will always come back. And the real question is, can you provide what you want your counterpart to do for yourself, right? Because the true essence of this twin flame journey, or a soulmate journey, or love in general, marriage, commitment, is holding space and loving yourself and being content with who you are, no matter who your counterpart is, no matter who your soulmate is, no matter who this person you love is. Let's go broader than soulmates or relationships, right? Just in general in life. Always match what you're given, right? Never do too much, never do less. Just be authentic, be yourself, and love yourself enough to say, if this person walks away from me, if this relationship, if this business partnership, if whatever, this soul contract at the end of the day, this person, before I came on earth, I signed a contract and said, you're gonna perform this, you're gonna do this, and this is how this is gonna help me learn this lesson, but whatever, and you agree to it, right? Because people can't come into your life if they're not aligned with you. So this person comes and goes, that person comes and goes. That's how it's supposed to be. And it's a blessing always, because it's blessings and lessons. And if they stay, then they choose you and they want to do life with you. And that's beautiful. Hold on to that, right? But if they go, let them go, because you're full and whole as you are. That goes for divine masculine and divine feminine, and everybody in general. Whoever is destined to watch this video, you are good enough and you are whole as you are. And people who are for you, people who are aligned for you and match your vibration will come to you when it's time. All you have to do is keep on treading, keep on going, and trust in the process and fill yourself up. That love that you want from other people is because you're not giving yourself it. And it's hard, yes, especially when you have been programmed, especially when you have been betrayed, especially when you have been abused. Okay, and I'm gonna get into that into like another video, but it's so difficult when you're dealing with trauma and you are healing in layers, and then you're like, damn, like I gotta heal, and then I also gotta fill my cup up, and I also gotta pour into myself, and then I also gotta learn how to love myself. Yes, it's freaking hard, but guess what? You're not a victim of it. Because you, at the end of the day, you chose this life for yourself. And you create this life with God by your side. Nothing happens without you having a say-so in it, whether you're conscious of it or not. So I think the time is now. It's time to awaken to yourself, to reality, and to the circumstances that you created. And I think right now, it feels like the time has come for us to deal with our issues in a mindset, not of poverty or lack, but of overstanding. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I'm not like, okay, on the surface, like, I get it, I understand it. It's like, no, like, overstand that shit. Process it so much and get all the icky feelings out so much that it's like, okay, I'm secure. I am good. I get it. And and I pray also, another thing that just came to my head is, don't bypass anything. Right? It's easy for us to spiritually bypass, or easy for us to emotionally bypass. And that's where, unfortunately, as a community, we can go wrong. Because we have been taught, especially, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but when you're younger, why are you crying? You have nothing to cry for. Actually, I do, because my needs are not being met. And I am a child, or I am a young adult, or I am an adult, and I need to feel this. But you're telling me now, someone who I look up to as a protector, as a provider, as an authority figure, you're telling me I'm not allowed to feel my feelings. I'm not allowed to be emotionally vulnerable. And so now I must internalize that now. And I also am confused about my emotions. Am I not allowed to cry? Is it safe to cry? If it was safe to cry, then they wouldn't hurt me because I'm crying, right? So it's like, it's hard for us to process that. And that's a wounding. So I pray that we reach a point right now as a collective where we hold space for ourselves. We don't look for emotional validation from other people anymore. Where we feel safe in our own bodies, in our own mind, where we say, yeah, I'm going to cry and not judge myself. I'm going to feel this and not hate myself. I am going to look at these circumstances for what it is. I'm going to try my hardest not to beat myself up for what happened. And I'm going to feel safe enough with myself and encourage myself and love myself enough to not have any attachments at all to anybody. My mother, my father, my sister, my kin, whatever. Like, they are who they are individually, and they do not represent who I am. And when I align with this, that's there for a reason, to show me something, because everything resonates with me. And once you step into alignment, more and more you're going to see that we're all in this together. I am you and you are me. So if there's something that you see in me that you don't like, it's because there's something inside of you that is screaming out to be heard. That's all, beloved. I pray that this resonates with somebody. I pray that this helps somebody understand or overstand their situation now, and not to project their needs or their desires onto other people. You'll find the courage and strength to do that for yourself and be that for yourself. Be the person you want your counterpart, your loved ones, your friends, your family, your colleagues to be for you. Did you hear the screaming? Oh my gosh. Be the change that you want to see. It starts with you. You're the leader. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for supporting me. If this resonates with you, I pray that you go ahead and like it, comment, let me know your situation. I love community. I'm an Aquarius, so we're all about a community and just loving each other and being there for each other. So feel free to hit me up or comment or whatever. Subscribe, because I'm going to be producing way more videos. I'm going to try and make it as universal as possible, though I'm a twin flame. That isn't, that's a part of who I am. That's not all of who I am. So I'm definitely going to be sharing more of my story, a lot more to come, and I'll leave that in the description below. I have a podcast, Ignite the Flame. If you're interested, I'll probably be doing that on here as well, the video side of it, for ASL as well. What else to look forward to? That's it. And share this with whomever needs it, whoever is in your who you're aligned with right now and who needs to hear this and will benefit off of it, Okay, guys, I love you so much, and I'll see you soon.